Cardano was not mentioned in one of the largest crypto reports for 2023. Does that mean the narrative that it's a ghost chain finally coming to fruition? You know how I feel about it. We're going to break that down. Time to discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
How are we all doing today? We're feeling great. We're feeling like we're in that Christmas mood. We have Bitcoin getting close to breaking out territory, or is it going to reverse down to 42K, break out to 48K? We're going to look at charts as well. We got to talk about this Cardano FUD just kind of permeating the crypto sphere right now. In fact, that's just a good leeway. But first, we do have Tim with us today. Tim, how are you doing? You're looking good in the all black there.
Well, brown, actually. This is a brown jacket. I know you just had eye surgery.
Wait,
this is brown.
Chat, is that black? Is that brown?
It doesn't matter what they think. It is brown. I'm looking at it. It is brown. When it was ordered, it was brown by my wife.
Drew, what does it look like to you?
Oh, it's brown. It's brown.
All right, look, I have bad eyeballs, so
you have an excuse. You had surgery, but I'm doing good. I was sick the last couple of days, not feeling great, but it didn't stop me. Got some good trades in with my Investing Bros community. So looking for another one, looking for potential pullbacks coming very soon. A lot of stuff is hitting my peaks. I just took profit on a couple trades this morning, looking for maybe a pullback. I don't know if I'm going to enter too many shorts because this is a bull trend right now, but I am looking for good entries a little bit lower.
All right. Well, speaking of bull trend, it looks like it's bull crap. People are saying that it's brown. Put up a poll if we can. I mean, there's a lot of we're literally about 50-50 split here. Black with a hint of brown. Well, I guess that's brown. So if you wouldn't mind, we'll get a poll. Is Tim's hoodie black or brown? But I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm black and blue because I'm feeling bruised. I'm feeling bruised because they're attacking Cardano. Cardano was not mentioned. I would say the largest crypto report. I mean, I challenge you to name a report that's bigger than Messari's annual crypto report. It's only open to the pro members right now. They'll open it up to the public around the beginning of January, maybe around the 1st. Well, the Cardano community is up in arms because Cardano was not mentioned in the 2024 report here, is the end of the year report here. I'm just going to kind of break it down. Ryan Selkis is the founder of it. It came under fire after not being mentioned. Did not mention him in the tail end of 21. So he wasn't mentioned in the 21 report. Actually had Charles Hoskinson on stage at his next event. Literally said, oh, don't worry, you're going to be in the 22 report. Did have Cardano mentioned. I thought, okay, the Cardano FUD's behind them. They talked to the founder. They've talked to the community. They see that there is something there. And then 2023 rolls around and then they do not mention Cardano. Well, Stake with Pride, a big fan of this person, big fan of this account, met them in real life. A really, really nice person. Word count in the 2024 Messari crypto report. You know what? We'll just go to my retweet here. I actually retweeted it. I didn't mean to go into the article. Just released, but... Thanks for saving me some time here, Stake with Pride. Bitcoin, 178 mentions. Ethereum, nearly 100 mentions. Solana, 65, even BNB, even XRP. Cardano, 0 mentions. Drew, Tim, what do you feel about this? What's your feelings here?
I don't know if I have necessarily a hard negative feeling about this. I've never read the Messari account, which is part of the reason why I don't really care. I also think the Cardano community is so big and that community will continue to grow as it is more than likely the most decentralized altcoin out there. But it's definitely something that you don't want to just skip over and act like it's zero. It's definitely something that you could try to read into it. Like, was it omission where did they just not think about it when they were talking, or was it purposeful? I am sure somebody's going to ask them some questions. They're going to give some answers. Maybe they make an apology. Maybe they say, no, there's a reason why we didn't mention Cardano. And then that's when I would start freaking out. But for now, I kind of lean towards maybe just more of an omission and people are blowing it up to a bigger deal than it actually is.
El Jefe, no Cardano, not a real report. I am up in arms. I am kind of pissed about it. Cardano whale, probably my biggest flex on a follower here. He had a couple tweets about it. Here's a quote from him. Cardano has for years been one of, if not the largest and most vocal group on here.
Yeah.
Anyone taking a quick look will find evidence of a huge amount of people building and general high levels of enthusiasm. I went straight to his Twitter here. He just posted today. I'm keeping a good part of my life savings on Cardano. Not financial advice. This is a tweet I was looking for. This is a great scenario here. Just a good, way of wrapping your head around why are they not mentioning it in the Messari report. If you had two coins, one's owned by 1 million people. They run, vote, govern, develop it. Market cap 10 billion due to supply and demand. Then we have coin B, 100% owned by a venture capitalist and a market maker, pinging coins back and forth literally 1 million times a day sometimes, and then they make a market cap of 15 billion. Twitter would say B is more successful. Does that sound logical? Drew, does that sound logical?
Oh, wait, my sound was off. So one thing that really stuck in my mind was how vocal Hoskinson has been in Congress and in the Senate. Selkis is also, they have very similar type of ethos that they're trying to push, it seems. And it was a big disservice, I think, to discount all the work that Hoskinson has been doing in legislature to get things noticed by policymakers. And Selkis is right in that realm. It just, that connection and why he purposely avoided it. Like, there's no way that he missed all the work that Hoskinson's been doing on Capitol Hill. So
yeah, I mean, the criticism that you're hearing lobbied is that Ryan Selkis and his, I don't want to say crony, and his friends, they're closely associated with VCs. That's why, he was a big champion of 2021. He was a big champion of Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX and the FTT token. Some say his close alignment with the VCs has maybe colored his vision, like my bad eye, into something that maybe is not quite accurate when you see a brown sweater and you think it's black. So I would probably largely agree with that criticism there. Ada Whale, also has some shops like Messari Crypto pretending to care about crypto aren't just damaging Cardano, they're damaging crypto's core principles. This is a key figure right here, a key point, the core principles. But, you brought up Charles Hoskinson. Charles Hoskinson, surely has a take, right? He's tweeting about it. Let me check. He recently is tweeting. No, he's tweeting about the election instead, retweeting Robert Kennedy. What's going on? We'll get back into this ghost chain narrative, but we're going to segue. Cardano founder and the Ripple CTO now at odds over Trump's removal from the Colorado ballot. Drew, you're from Colorado. How does that make you feel?
I am not surprised at all. It's an absolute farce of a state with a broken political system and an absolute embarrassment as a governor. So not surprised. And I moved out of Colorado once I saw the homeless encampments encroaching upon my suburban location. I left and don't miss it at all. So yeah, not surprised.
Can we show Tim's hoodie? Some people need to look at it. They're just now joining. Black or brown?
Black or brown.
What do you got? Love Breakers, Cardano doesn't move. It's been one of the main movers of the past couple months, I would say, for the top 10 coins. Solana has moved harder. Cardano's moved harder than probably every other coin in the top 10, however.
What about XRP not moving? Even all
you want to talk about coin not moving there.
Yeah.
All right, so Kelly just gave us a health update. No heart attack, healthy, just life stress. But back here in the charts, ready to stream with everyone after this stream. Kelly, let's talk. I have some data I want to throw your way. Not in a BJ way. Oh, this Chinese study.
I need an 8-syllable word right now.
What is?
I need an 8-syllable word if you're going to do it like BJ.
Disenfranchisement. No, that's only 5.
I know.
Dysenterianism. That's only 7. I don't know. Chat, give me a 8-syllable word. I'm sorry. Only on the spot I can come up with 7. All right. Well, back to Charles Hoskinson and the CTO of XRP, Joel Schwartz, I believe. David Schwartz. We're
Greatest
talking
hairstyle.
about best hair. I was talking about Joel earlier.
Yeah.
All right. After the Colorado Supreme Court removed Trump from the 2024 ballot, Charles Hoskinson and Ripple's CTO had a heated debate over it. He even quoted Robert Kennedy, Hoskinson did, and he accused the judge of hating Orange Man so much that they're willing to abandon the bedrock of innocent until proven guilty to keep him out of office, and an X post right there. So meanwhile, the FUD, Charles Hoskinson, he's trying to help America, I guess. Wyoming borders Colorado, right?
Yeah. Wyoming is the desolate wasteland north of us that's much cheaper and honestly much more preferable at this point. I like Wyoming. My wife won't go there because it's too cold.
Hey, I would go. I love it. You love it?
Let's see. Internationalization. Okay. Anti-disestablishmentarianism is what, like more than a dozen. So I was thinking of that word and trying to think of a word that was like easier than that word. But yeah, that one's a little bit above that. All right. So, Hoskin, you know, that's a whole nother thing. Look, we're going to talk about this in the basement. Drew's going to have some hot takes about this. He's going to share his stories about Colorado. He's going to say his story about his vigilante justice he did on the encampment. He didn't do that. I'm just kidding, of course. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you want to talk about Colorado issue, stick around for the basement.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this ghost chain. Now, before you came here, you heard Cardano was a ghost chain. What were your thoughts about that?
Honestly, no thoughts whatsoever. Since I've learned about Cardano, I love it. The ghost chain type of thought, like I really haven't given it a lot of time of day.
I'm sorry, Anthony Ackley's comment about Drew's hat had me chuckling there. You see that there's actually real fans. And then you see that, you know, maybe not so much the past 6 months, but there's a period, Cardano literally never lost a poll that I had ever seen. And I had seen it like go head to head against 50 different coins. And it just continued to win. All right, IOG CEO Charles Hoskinson, the co-founder of Ethereum, founder of Cardano, he is mocking the ghost chain narrative, celebrating the high network activity here. So his comments, you know, regarding the network capacity come amidst a broader discussion about their scalability and utility, challenging the previous narratives that labeled it as a ghost chain. Only Casper's on there, not the coin. Mike Alfred still seeing some lingering signs of irrational exuberance and excessive speculation in the market. Speaking of syllables, he was like, all right, I got to increase that in the count there. Yeah. For example, a token that no one... I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh because I used it yesterday and I'm having Jeremy, our newest signee, Hit Network Gaming. He's watching my Nami video to download a Cardano wallet so then I could give him funds in Cardano because Ethereum is too expensive. But, you know, I digress. Sorry.
But you're nobody.
But nobody uses it.
Yeah.
Nobody uses it. There's no use case and it sucks, right? It's a ghost chain.
Yeah.
Well, for example, the token that no one uses called Cardano is up 10% today. If it was trading on fundamentals, it would be down 98%. Show me every single gaming token that doesn't have a game built. What would you say is the fundamentals of that? That is being traded off speculation and hype. Speculation and hype is 98% of coins. Okay, so you actually have the opposite of that. The speculation and hype of Cardano, it's fulfilling Bitcoin's vision. I would say that's about as high as it can get, folks. All right, contrasting this with the current scenario of high network activity, Hoskin expressed satisfaction, even though sometimes you can't get no. Noting that Cardano is designed to handle such loads, he also pointed to the potential for further optimization of the network and dApps for scalability, both in the short and long term. Sharing a link to a YouTube video for more details. If we had BJ in here, he'd talk about Shelly and, you know, Ouroboros, all these things. You know, they have all this Lovelace. It's just like all the major chains. They have like grand multi-year roadmaps with grand multi-year ambitions. Cardano's going to scale just like Ethereum, just like the popular L2s, just like I think even Solana has some upgrade things on its timeline there. All right, but one comment. Oh, yeah. C90, thanks for a reminder. Yep. We're going to give away 1,000. Speaking of Cardano, thank you, C90. Great segue. Tim, what are we doing with Cardano?
Doesn't matter. It's a ghost chain.
Damn it, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But for those who, for the poltergeists.
Yeah, okay. True.
For the poltergeists, what do we got going on here?
Looks like we're giving away 1,000 ADA.
We're giving away 1,000 cards. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Tim's been sick.
I haven't been here, so yeah. But
Tim, you weren't in the meeting yesterday?
No.
Tim said, can I say what you said you were having close proximity to?
I guess. I wasn't going to say it to the entire Slack in our business, but let's go ahead and say it to the entire internet. What I was struggling with. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
No, I want you to tell it now.
He just said he had close proximity to El Baño.
Yeah.
You know, that's all we're going to say. Both ends. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't say that. I added that. He's a sprinkler, a broken one. It's anyways. All right. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Maybe it is brown. But for the reasons, anyway. Look,
it was
anyways.
A white jacket, yeah.
All right. Well, look, and back to Cardano. Look, he's critiqued the SEC. He's critiqued all the critics here. He's critiqued the VC structure. He's just critiqued the whole ghost chain narrative. And then he's even, he's getting in it with Adam Back, like literally the leaders, the thought leaders of this ecosystem here. Back, he's arguing that Bitcoin's unique characteristics set it apart from crypto like Cardano. But Hoskinson in response says Cardano did not launch through an ICO, but rather through an airdrop, followed by independent trading of ADA on exchanges. That's where Cardano loses a little bit. I will say that. Morgan Powell, thank you for the 99-cent super chat there. Or what does that mean? Member? What does that mean, Tim?
I think it's just 99 cents. I think they just, Morgan, if you want to say anything, Morgan, you want to read us to read something, let us know. Morgan Powell did comment beneath, so I wonder if they meant to put this in here. Quant versus Dot, biggest bull run growth. Thanks.
Okay.
Quant versus Dot.
Quant versus Dot.
That's actually a
good question. Yeah. That's a really good question. That's one of those ones you can't just come up with. Like, you need to look at the tokenomics. You need to look at the engagement. You need to look at what they're building. You need to look at the narratives. You need to look at previous all-time highs. That's a very good
Put
comparison.
In the comments section if you're watching this live or if you're watching afterwards. What are you choosing, Quant versus Dot? I'm interested. But yeah, that's not a just off the top of my head thing. Like, I need to look at some charts and tokenomics, like he said, and that's a pretty fair debate.
I mean, Polkadot woke up a little bit. It's got some good price action.
And that's why,
asleep.
If you would ask me the same question about a month and a half ago, I probably would lean towards Quant. But Dot kind of coming back. They're waking up, getting devs back, making partnerships with other chains. So Dot kind of is coming back in the equation of something that could do very well. A lot of people saying Dot, but a couple quants in here. So, we'll have to look into that one.
We have some quantitative analysts in here. All right. Hey, I always say we have the smartest chat, everybody. How can you say massive FUD when ADA is up on the day? No, that's what we're saying. There's a massive FUD storm brewing. We are part of the resistance. We are part of the fight. And so join us. Hold up arms. Let's take to the streets and let's just champion Cardano.
Have you seen the video?
Starting today.
The video of the guy in the airport just breaks out in song. Like, he won't give up. He acts like everyone's going to join in with him or something. That's what it reminded me of. Like, let's just go to airports. Let's go to random airports and just start screaming Cardano until the entire airport.
Life isn't a Glee episode, everybody. Like, don't go out caroling on my door.
Remember Maxine Waters calling for everyone to encroach on their opposite political parties and make their lives a living hell last election?
Yeah, she did say that.
She did say
that. Anyways. All right, let's. I'm just going to look at the headline here. Again, we're going to talk about this in the basement. So the Colorado Supreme Court disqualifying Trump from the ballot there. So it's a lot of news there. But that takes us to a little finance angle here. Dan Crenshaw had a tweet right here. And, no, it's unavailable. No, the Hill took it down. So Vivek basically said, well, in solidarity, I too am going to step down. So Dan Crenshaw said to Vivek, well, maybe you just withdraw from all the other states as well. Well, then Vivek responded, well, maybe congressmen shouldn't be allowed to trade individual stocks. He actually underperformed his performance of 2021. Dan Crenshaw outtraded Nancy Pelosi. Dan Crenshaw, correct me if I'm wrong, was the number 3 trader of the entire Senate and House in 2021. So that was a very bullish year for stocks.
They hold in-house competitions. Could we do that? Could that be a new show? No offense to anybody, but we're going to copy Trading Wars, but it's Congress Trading Wars. And we're going to host a live weekly show of how Congress is performing. That would be a hit.
Yeah, it's called Stuff That Portfolio.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hosted by a previous staffer who's known for stuffing as well. Oh, you know his nickname, Drew?
No, what is it?
Ballot Box. Anyways, all right. Vivek said maybe congressmen shouldn't be allowed to trade individual stocks. So I replied, fun fact, Dan beat the SPY by 22 percentage points. So always like when a former Navy SEAL can outtrade the world's best bankers.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's get into the charts, everybody. I know people want to look at the charts. I mean, Tim, I kind of look at some of the bigger hits here. What do we got going on with CoinGecko? Looks like Bitcoin's up, about 4%. We'll be looking at that. Ethereum's up as well, 2.6. Solana really kind of breaking out.
I have some stuff on Solana. It's very interesting.
Stick around for that. Just real quick, though, the biggest winners, we got Stacks and Near and Mina.
Hey.
We were talking about this so long ago, folks. So I'm definitely up on the Mina calls there. We were down for a little bit. I said, hey, man, maybe buy more. And if you did, I think you're up 3x. So congrats, everyone who bought some Mina. It was put in a video a while ago. So all those coins up above 20%. But look at VeChain. Just off the blow off the dust there. We got an old coin showing up here. Beam, I think it's going to be one of my top coins for 2024, folks. It's probably going to be in a video. Woo is down. BitGet, really nothing is down too much. Don't worry about this one because this pumped 60% yesterday. So yeah, don't expect a 2%
Just got a
pullback.
nice cool off.
But what do we got in the charts? I mean, what do we got going on with Solana right now? I am actually in a short. I don't even know if this is in profit or loss. I opened it right before, tried to catch that little wick up. Scalp short. I'm not long-term short. I'm not long-term bearish. I'm long-term bullish here. Am I in profit or I'm in the negative? Hey, baby, we got a sandwich, and that's a combo.
Hell yeah.
Again, I'm only trading. That's only 200 and some change that I'm trading with right there. I'm not at the point where I'm in the 4-figure trades. I'm leveling up. But hey, I've made a sandwich so far, man. So what should I do? What are the charts saying here, Tim?
Well, yeah, let's start off with Solana, one of the top moving coins of like the bigger boys in crypto industry. There's a short opportunity that my community was actually looking at. I don't know if some people might have entered already. I said I'm going to wait a little bit. You guys will see when we get to this yellow line, this resistance line, you kind of spend some time there. So I'm going to kind of wait for a pullback up. But $81 on Solana. First of all, new high for 2023. Very, very good sign there. But it's also a rising level of resistance trend line. And sure enough, we're finding resistance there. Also, if you were to look at liquidity on Solana, you're going to see we just filled a lot of liquidity right in there, right around $81. So I am expecting a small pullback, and where I'm expecting that pullback to come is going to be somewhere back here around $76, give or take. It's going to get interesting around 77.3 as well, but $76 is interesting. But look at the formation, DZ, that we have here. We got a nice little left shoulder right here. We got a head and a right shoulder for an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And this would send the price of Solana skyrocketing back above $80 and closer to 87, it looks like. So it does not look like Solana is done with its rally. And what's going to be interesting is that's the prediction for that inverse head and shoulders pattern. Do we make a move a little closer? Do we make a move above 100 and then potentially up to 120 around that platinum pocket? If you look at the long-term Fibonacci levels for it, we've gotten above golden pocket, doing very, very nice. But can we make a move to that platinum pocket? Maybe we get back up to that high back in April of 2022. Of course, we're talking about the high of March in 2022 for Bitcoin. If you go back over there, we're talking about that 48K that we did hit back there during the pullback. So that same level we're looking at for Bitcoin, Solana's kind of keeping up with Bitcoin when it comes to using Fibonacci levels from the all-time high to the low. So definitely continue to keep your eye on Solana, but I am looking for a short scalp quickly on Solana before another long entry, potentially up closer towards $90. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin, and then we'll kind of get into Cardano, because Cardano,
I think now this is for scalpers. This is any kind of long term. I like those smaller. I think I see bearish divergence on the 5-minute chart on Bitcoin for those scalp traders. Not for the, this is what I'm telling my uncle to short it. I see a little bit of a bearish divergence. Is that you seeing the same thing here?
I am. And what, just so the scalpers know, you do see this divergence. You love to see it. Make sure you're checking out what's happening on the 10 and 15 as well.
Okay.
It does look like we have bearish divergence there. So scalping, I think a lot of coins right now, if you're in the mood to scalp right now on Blofin, check out the link down below. If you do not have it already, easy positions. We're seeing most things be in scalp area. And the truth is, when it comes to Bitcoin scalp area, I'm bullish long term. But I think a potential pullback, people are going to potentially think this is too low, but I think there's an outside chance we make a move all the way back down closer to 42,000. One of the reasons why I think that is because of the liquidations chart. Let's go over here back to Bitcoin. I'm just going to type it in because that's going to take me a second to scroll. Yeah, I can see if it will scoot a little bit. I'd have to zoom in and then can you scoot it at all? I think that's, I hit the wrong one. Well,
those who don't know, we have a vertical TV to the right of all the cameras, and it has your chat.
Everything up. That just screwed everything up.
The chat's pulled up on it, and Zoom just made it so giant. Literally, the capital letter D is as big as DZ's face there. So yeah, I can see.
What? It only lets me zoom in. It's not even letting me zoom out. What the freak?
Oh my God. If you guys could see how large the text is on this TV, you guys would just be hilariously laughing.
Chat, we're not going to see anything you guys are saying for a minute because I got to get through the charts here.
And you have to exit, pop it out.
I'm literally going to have to redo the whole chat section.
Oh, man.
But anyway, so you go back to my screen here. And you will see we got now that I zoomed in this far, I got to go back out and go to the 12 hour.
This is way smaller than what we saw. If we could share my screen real quick, it was way smaller than this. Like I mean, way bigger. This is nothing. Like the retailers was the whole screen. So yeah, that's what we're experiencing now. Wait a minute. I am not kidding. I can't zoom out of mine.
Yeah, it's not letting. What it literally?
What the heck's happening here?
And then would not let me zoom back out. Anyway,
well, I also have to close my window. All right, YouTube chat things. When you zoom in on the chat pop-out window, it won't unzoom. So today I learned. Today I learned.
Yeah, we'll get back there in a second. But Bitcoin. Go back to my screen here real quick, Drew. Liquidity down here. This was yellow earlier, so there is something that has turned light green rather than being yellow. But we had a lot of yellow down here towards 42,000. When you go back to the charts, of course, we did have a descending level of resistance. We broke through the other day, but also keep in mind here as we're kind of looking this little zone until I see a break above 45,000, which is what we need to see happen to kind of confirm the further move to the upside. This is what we discussed a little bit last week about a choppy zone. We've gotten back up to the top. We're overextended. When you start to look at oscillators, the 4-hour chart getting back up to that 70, but the hourly chart for sure back up above 70. I don't know if there's going to be a quick drop even today. We might have to wait like a whole day to get this pullback. But I think an interesting spot would be to short. Take a look, maybe closer towards 43.5 where we have that previous peak, but not going to be surprised, DZ, to see another pullback to 42, and then we get to release and go up to the upside here for Bitcoin.
All right, well, let's share my screen. Breaking news, DZ's up to 2 sandwiches. Ooh, 2 sandwiches. All right, so I have my take profit here, 43.8. Always like to go a little bit above. What? So you're saying 43.5? I'll go in like
that's a form of resistance.
Yeah, like the high. You know what? 69. I don't know how it ended up there. 43.69. All right. So that's where we got. Let's
see if this lets me. All right, we're back. The chat's back to normal.
All right, we could seriously, if they can't even tell the difference between a bear and a bull, they really have any business producing a report of any kind. Talking about Messari, should I realistically take it seriously? I think some things he'll get right, and you'll probably be smarter for reading it. I will say that. It's going to be free, I think, in about 2 weeks, everybody.
It'll still help you think through things. But let's finish up charts, though. And all that chaos, thank you to my chaos for zooming in. I saw earlier someone asking for Cardano price prediction. The first thing I want to look at.
I'm in.
Short. I am looking at a short on Cardano right now. Take a look at what we're in this formation. This is a symmetrical triangle pattern. Again, my community, we took profit this morning at 60 cents. I think we took it 60 cents 0.21 or something like that. But looks like we're rejecting right here. I think we are going to see a move. I'm not going to go back to the liquidity page because last time I went to the liquidity page, that started this whole thing of zooming in on the chat and have a problem. Either way, you're going to see there's heavy liquidity around right beneath 58 cents. Well, what happens right beneath 58 cents? That's where we're going to find some support here on Cardano. So I'm kind of in a short. I haven't entered it, but I want to enter a short today on Cardano. Ride this back down below 58 cents. But let's zoom out here, DZ. There is a formation of brewing here on Cardano that could see the price of Cardano shoot up above $1. If I were to clone this and move it over to the breakout spot, let's pretend we did get the price back here. That is going to give us right there in that same area. It actually goes a little above $1 on Cardano. And I got to shift over to my longer term chart. But you guys will see this. This is something we have talked about. Cardano is an overextend to the downside coin, but it's picked up momentum recently. Solana, remember, we were looking at Solana. It's already above its golden pocket. We're talking about, can it make a move towards platinum? Bitcoin is up above golden pocket, making a move towards platinum. Ethereum is up over its 0.5 level. Cardano just recently, I got it wrong chart. Cardano recently just broke above the 0.382, but a move up towards $1, that would be closer to golden pocket. I think that's a little rich for now, but I definitely still see a move up here towards 80 cents. 75 to 80 cents zone is a very interesting spot for me. But this formation, DZ, is saying if that flagpole attached to now a pennant, a symmetrical triangle pennant, played out, we could see $1. And you guys will see, like, these have been good calls. We had this one. I know I'm zoomed out here just a little bit, but we had a nice flag pennant, a bull pennant back here that played out almost perfectly. We actually went a little bit above it. And so now that we have a similar thing kind of playing out, I'm looking at that. Again, 80 cents is where I probably want to take a good amount of profit and then let my HODL portfolio kind of ride and see what we have. But would not be surprised to see $1 for Cardano. Remember, though, when we have that dip, I still think that dip is going to be coming January-ish. maybe late January, early February at the latest. Don't be surprised to see coins like Solana, Cardano, Chainlink, AVAX, these coins that have had 300, 400% pumps do serious pullbacks of 60 to 70%. That's pretty normal for these pre-halving pullbacks, but it's giving us a sign of how explosive these projects will get post-halving. So enter your trades, look for take profits, maybe even on some longer-term stuff, and then get ready because this bull market is going to be explosive, and we're seeing those early signs right now.
All right. Well, speaking of early signs, no. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to scalp short real quick. ADA, this is typically like if I ever get a losing trade, it's a short, but I'll be watching this one closely as well. All right. So we'll see. Maybe I make a sandwich. Maybe I lose a soft drink. I'm not going to worry too much if I do, though. We have some Bitcoin stories. We have some election stories here. Cryptocurrencies became an election promise in another country. He will do this if he's elected as presidential candidate. Whom are they talking about? They're talking about Indonesia. I would expect a pro crypto candidate to be the front runner in Indonesia. Just what they're doing, Singapore, what they're doing in that country, it's kind of lifting them into the 22nd century or 21st century here. That they're going to become a financial leader in that region. It's going to be largely off the back of crypto. So I would expect that to continue. Bitcoin reaching new all-time high in options open interest. This one's for you, Tim, here. So the CME touching an all-time high of $1.9 billion as of December. That's within the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Mm-hmm. Last time it was near this high, April, it hit 1.7 billion. So today, Bitcoin coming in 42K. So we got a lot of institutional money interested in what direction Bitcoin's going. What do you think they're going on the aggregate, up or down?
I still think there's a little more room to the upside, but this does lead me to kind of think that we're closer to the top than a lot of people want us to be. When you're seeing that all of that come in, of course, you have new money coming in, probably bullish, but you also have the older, wiser money saying, all right, it's time to set some short positions up.
All right. Well, it's actually 64% bullish.
I'm not surprised.
So here we have a 64.5. Technically, 65% are in the call options there, which is bullish in the short term. So about a 2-to-1 split there. So we'll see how that goes.
Remember with open interest and how traders like to take advantage of open interest.
Sometimes it's hedging opposite positions too.
Yeah, when I'm short-term bullish, and I still think when I'm saying short-term, when I'm bullish for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and I still think things are moving to the upside, watch that heavy bullish amount of open interest get stuck. Like they already in, and now the traders with experience know their levels. That's what we're looking at with these liquidation charts. I can pinpoint and look at, all right, X million dollars of Bitcoin will get liquidated if we come back down to this point. Traders will take advantage of that. They are now overexposed, the bulls are, and they can just kind of quickly run away with it. That's why I won't be surprised to see Bitcoin do a 40 to 50% dump, because watch the yellow on those liquidation charts just start filling up beneath where price action is, and then the traders are going to hit hard, and then you hit one level, and then the next level, and then the next level, and like a snowball, it can speed up and get pretty aggressive and pretty ugly.
Yeah. We have a pretty cool story about how much Bitcoin is available for every person on the globe. Can you do a little quick calculation for me? $110 divided by Bitcoin's price right now. So 110 divided by 44, whatever. Then we'll see what the percentage is there. I think it's 0.2 or 0.2. 0.2%. 0.2. I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes, hey, I like to do the back of the napkin math live, but with this one, I want to be sure here. So if there's not even enough Bitcoin, you said 0.2.
Yeah, so 0.02%. Yeah.
Less is about 1/5 of 1% of a Bitcoin per every person globally with the 21 million. That's not even counting the 5 or just some say as high as 5 million lost coins that are lost forever. So it's even less than that. So even reduce that 0.2%, reduce that a further 30%. That's how much Bitcoin's available for every person right there. So $110. If you have over $110, you're above the median or above the mean there. So pretty cool stuff there. Michael Saylor's in the news again. Bitcoin spot ETF, the biggest development on Wall Street in the last 30 years. Overall, I would say that's potentially true, maybe. It's not unreasonable to suggest that this might be the biggest development on Wall Street in 30 years, suggesting the last comparable new product was the S&P 500 ETF, which allowed investors one-click exposure to that widely followed index there. So what do you think of that statement, you two? The biggest upgrade in the last 30 years to traditional finance?
No. I think so. I mean, like I said, it's digital gold. That's the other thing is I think most of our audience, I would imagine, unless there's a couple new viewers, which is awesome. If you guys are new, hit subscribe button. You found the right channel to find out more about crypto. But most people are aware that we already have called crypto digital gold. But there are people warming up to that concept right now. There are people who are sitting here saying, all right, the dollar clearly is going to hell. Like everyone knows that. The dollar's going down. People are waking up. They can't trust it. So you're seeing some people flock into gold. And then you're also but these are the people watching Bloomberg. They're watching CNBC. And they're seeing the tide turn. And they're like, wow, this Bitcoin thing, it's like gold, but it's better. It has that fixed cap. It will never get more than this. There's only so much of it. Man, I got to get in and get this quickly. I think this is actually true. I think that Bitcoin, first of all, whether people are going to view it that way or not, it is the greatest thing that we've seen in the entire world's history of finance. Like you go through the Bitcoin Standard, which if you have not read that, go read it. Safdie Amos, beautiful book. But he talks about the history of money. And there's been some things that were kind of good ideas, but they all had their flaws. Bitcoin, the beauty of it is that it's digital. You can't put your fingers on it and mess with it. Gold was amazing, but you could actually touch gold and manipulate it. That's what the Roman Empire did. They ruined it. Bitcoin is not, it's not controllable the same way gold was.
Nope.
So this is not just the greatest in the last 30 years, DZ. Bitcoin is the greatest thing financially the world has ever seen.
Yeah. Really cool story how they found out they're debasing gold with the water displacement too.
Yeah.
It's a fun story there. Someone missed math. 0.2 times 7 billions. How much does it give? That's how many Satoshis are out there, is 0.2 and change there. Maybe so. I mean, that's 14 million. So maybe it is taken into effect, the lost stolen coins there. FUD is not FUD. I would disagree. I would say that Messari not mentioning Cardano while mentioning Solana 60 times is FUD.
Let's remember what FUD is. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. The supposedly biggest report about crypto leaves out one of the largest and most beloved coins. That sparks fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's not legit FUD, but it's FUD.
Yeah, the platform we're using. Let's break. I just wanted to check on the Cardano short. Hey, I have 4 sticks of gum. This is Blofin. I think maybe we can, there should be a link down below. If you use our code, deposit 100 USDT, they'll supplement you with 15 USDT. Then you can open a $100 trade, put a 15% stop loss on it. Hey, sounds pretty cool there. Oh man, I was up $1.70. Now I'm down $2. Again, we'll be watching this one closely. So again, I got a pretty tight stop loss. I'm not going to lose too much on that one. So that's Blofin. Check it out. You don't need a VPN. You can use it in America. That's why I like it. Yeah, I haven't used it since KuCoin. So KuCoin shut me out. Sat on the sidelines. Now I'm back in it, baby. All right, Bitcoin likely to test 50K before the spot ETF approval. I could see that if we get that buy the rumor, sell the news narrative, we'll be pushing up near 48. We're looking at a January 10th ETF deadline. The 8th is a Monday, 9th is a Tuesday, 10th is a Wednesday. They have to do it by that Wednesday. 50K definitely in the cards.
Me and you got pretty close to the year-end prediction for Bitcoin at the start of this year.
Yeah.
I said like 42, and I think you're like 44 or 48.
Yeah,
Nice.
we were really, really on point, man. Hey, we feel comfortable putting out the real crazy calls that, hey, maybe I'm a little uncomfortable sharing here on the basement. Check it out. Drew's going to be going hard on Colorado. All right. Bitcoin in Uncle Sam's wallet. U.S. balance is now pushing $10 billion. Government's actually, one of the largest holders of Bitcoin. A lot of it from James Zong, Georgia native. He lives used to live, about an hour away. The government has about $9 billion, mostly from Bitfinex hack and the 2012 Silk Road hack. That's Jamie Zong's Bitcoin right there. Right now, it's around 9.3 billion at its peak, so pretty close to that right now. And they just sold about 10K Bitcoin just before the unforeseen banking collapse in March. They sold every Bitcoin they sold this year, essentially, except maybe for they should have held on to. If I was in charge, I would have said, man, maybe like Q3 25, but we're not selling it anytime right now. Hash rate is hitting all-time high, spikes by 9%, stoking minor optimism. Interestingly, this is going to continue until the halving, and then a bunch of people will cut theirs off, the people who have more expensive electricity. So expect this trend to continue until April of 2024. We have Human Rights Foundation granting $500,000 to 18 Bitcoin projects worldwide. We love seeing this Bitcoin core development, mining decentralization. What's his name? Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. He gives to a lot of these type of entities, communities.
This brings something interesting to mind. You were asking about, Michael Saylor's comments about the biggest advancement for investments in 30 years. I think that the development of Bitcoin and a decentralized way to transfer value is the biggest thing invented since the pen. I know that the internet had to come first, but the pen was a way where you could transmit information in essentially a decentralized way if you were educated enough to write when it was done. And now I feel like the power to take your money out of financial systems that are, basically impoverishing second and third world countries, the dominance of the US dollar as it collapses, having the escape route of Bitcoin is what's most important to me in the space, seeing these countries have a chance to not end up the byproducts of a failing nation state. So,
yeah. Club Grist, I see your comments on Cardano and Haskell and coding and Solidity. And these are things I've spent many, many hours thinking about over the many, many years and talking to these Cardano developers. And they're the ones who really open my eyes. And you're going to be able to develop Cardano dApps without knowing Haskell on the front end. There's going to be protocols that help link. So it will expand that ecosystem. Haskell is a huge issue with Cardano. I agree with everything you're saying there. But the fans don't really care. They just don't care. All right, we have Marathon. Make sure you watch last night's ATB. We moved back to the old channel around the blockchain. So check that out where we talk about this. Marathon Digital expanding their Bitcoin mining portfolio. So if you like mining news, make sure you go follow our old channel. Could we link around the blockchain, or what do you link around the blockchain? Yeah. So we just moved the show over to that channel. If you're wondering. It's really the most fun show I've doing. Basement actually is probably Basement. They're both super fun. So we cover that there. All right, Bitcoin fee flippening is upon us as Ethereum is cooling down lately. We're seeing ETH fees drop, and then we're seeing Bitcoin ordinals. Those fees are going up, and so Bitcoin transactions got a little bit of a flippening there. Here we talk about the hawkish policy soon. So Fed may return to a hawkish policy soon. This is surprise statements from a global asset manager from Apollo. And they're saying they could flip, their stance lately here. They're saying a recent note that they may need to adopt a more hawkish stance in the near future. These expectations with reduced volatility, narrowing investment grade spreads, and falling oil prices, estimated stimulated by only 1.5%. over the next few quarters. That would be a little bit less than what we want. Saying a 1.7 is quite significant when the potential growth of the U.S. We're supposed to be at 2%, everybody, 2%. So coming in below that, not great. Fed member speaks about inflation and interest rate cuts. He made statements about that. Drew, what's your broad thoughts on inflation in relation to mainstream catching up? Is mainstream catching up? Because there was a big thing a year and a half ago. Eggs shot up. Everyone talked about inflation. And then housing prices. Everyone talked about inflation. And then the past 12 months, banking crisis. Everyone talked about inflation. Past 12 months, crickets on inflation.
Right. It's gone down. They're going to be celebrating the fact that it has gone down to a degree, even though they have devices that scam the numbers to begin with. But we have conflicting viewpoints from multiple Federal Reserve, governors now. If you notice, you have one that's saying, hey, it's going to get hawkish again. And then you have one saying rate cuts are having to come. The thing is, and the problem is both of them are right. So the problem is that basically the bank term funding program is coming to an end March 2024. This is the program that helped banking infrastructure in the U.S. not fall fully insolvent when we saw Silver Valley Bank. But now that that's coming to an end in March, it's coinciding with their planned short-term rate cuts that, in my opinion, are going to happen in the middle of 24, but it's going to follow the overall process of the 70s to 80s, where they take a slight dip, they take a moment, let the markets just take a quick breath, and then they jackknife them even harder afterwards, after a real recession happens. I think that's coming in 2026. I think they're just, they're going to have both sides of the argument just to keep people kind of confused, but in essence, if history rhymes, that's what's going to happen. So,
okay. Do you remember the dates, Drew, that they started turning the money printers back on? Because we went a period of time while raising interest rates and not heavily printing new money. But here, months ago, I can't remember the exact number of months. Do you remember was it 6 months? Was it 7 months? Was it 4 months? Remember how long ago it was when they made a big deal about turning the money printers back on?
Well, that was not it said money printers. It was a bank term funding program, which is the third mechanism for quantitative easing. They already used the repo and they already used just flat out QE. So BTFP was put in place as a short-term stopgap. It's an emergency fund program that only lasts until next March. So,
well, I just know like what the whole thing, the way this works is you won't really see an effect until like it's like 9 to 10 months after something happens.
6 months. You get 6 months.
Is it 6 months? And that's why I'm wondering, like, if those numbers have come out yet necessarily.
Well, the prediction rates are getting closer and closer to a Q1. I think it went from 80 to this Q2 was like 90.
You're talking about moving to easing.
Yeah. Q2 is like 90%, then 80%, then 60%. So we're seeing the headwinds are changing here. I was gonna link. Someone brought up. What is it? It was like Japanese characters there. Talking about the Silk Road hacker. If he would have kept his mouth shut, he never would have been caught. We actually did a really good video. What's weird is when I post from the editing team on the chat, it doesn't pop up. We share my screen real quick.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, you can't really see here, but click here. Go 1 month ago. The great $3 billion heist. This is a really, really good video. I don't think it got enough love. I highly recommend checking it out if you want to know more about that Silk Road hacker. It's a very, very entertaining thing that we put together right there. All right, let's talk about, the TradFi. Senator Warren says crypto firms shouldn't partner with ex-government officials. What about banks?
Yeah.
So banks can partner with ex-government officials, but crypto firms can't. Does that seem fair to you? That, you worked at crypto.com or, you worked at Coinbase. Well, you better not work with any of these government officials because you're a scammer and you're giving terrorists all the money. Meanwhile, we just put out a big short on all the crimes that the big banks have done, like JP Morgan helping finance Epstein's island and other things. Bank of America, $3 billion fine. Why? Opening accounts in customers' names without their knowledge. But meanwhile, you guys could be cozy with the politicians, but those crypto firms, those shady, we got to keep them out. In fact, Matt Damon did a commercial. Let's look at his taxes, right? That's how it's going. What do you think she's saying right here, chat? What's fill in the blank? Give me a caption here. I'm not even going to try. I'll get us banned here. Well, she's saying crypto companies and lobbying groups that hire and partner with former government workers are undermining our bipartisan efforts to regulate /strangle the industry. How dare you work with politicians to protect consumers and come up with a legal framework? We're trying to smother you in the crib and you're making it difficult, crypto. Would you please just stop doing that, Bitcoin? Something she would say. Warren said the industry's recruitment strategy is harming their progress to block crypto in Washington. Oh, darn it. Oh, shucks. She's looking at a Politico article. Politico is known to be an organ of the intelligence agencies, along with Rolling Stone. I would say them two are, and The Atlantic. I would say those are like three really, really big ones known for it. People smarter than me say that. So Politico, known to push an agenda. Well, the author claims that the crypto industry is flexing a not so secret weapon, a small army of former defense, national security, and law enforcement officials. They have an army of national security officials. That's good, right? Why are we trying to pretend that that's a bad thing? Oh, yeah, we have all these national defense officials, working with these crypto industries. Well, what are they doing? Well, they're helping keep the customers' crypto secure from, state actors. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, real bad. We got to stop them from protecting the customers, is what Elizabeth essentially is saying here. And according to the letter, Warren, primarily concerned with how crypto companies and lobbying groups are leveraging these relationships to block legislation. She said, we'll crack down on funding terrorists. She just wants to stop Hamas, folks. That's all she wants to do. I had a tweet that I liked. Give me 1 second. Oh, wait, I was on it. I was on the likes there. Mike Solana, really, really good account. I highly recommend everyone check this out. Oh God, I didn't know it said this. I just remember he mentioned Warren. I forgot what the contrast was. The J6 shaman, not the best contrast, but what would you say is a starker indication of a tyrannical state? Antler hat shaman guy taking selfies, or are courts prohibiting the front run? Oh man, that was a different thing. Oh man, I mean on the wrong thing there. This is it. Oh God! Again, why?
It gets worse and worse.
Yeah, this one's worse in a way. I shouldn't even share this one. I didn't know what the contrast was on this one.
You already showed it.
It's our withdrawal from Afghanistan. I just remember.
Just keep the shovel in the dirt. Just keep digging.
Right. Again, hey, I'm not trying to have any kind of political take here. I think everyone would agree our withdrawal could have been better. I think that's a fair statement. Joe Biden gave the Taliban $86 billion worth of Black Hawk helicopters and machine guns. $86 billion. Then he gave Iran $6 billion. Then Elizabeth Warren introduced a bill to ban crypto because Hamas got 800K of Tether stablecoins, which were then frozen. The government thinks we're stupid, folks. They think you're stupid and you're going to fall for this. This is a scam. This is a facade. This is Hunger Games.
You know what's worse than what was detailed in that story? The fact that here on YouTube, which I'm very grateful for YouTube giving us a platform to speak, but the fact that you have to be afraid of just reading that tweet live on YouTube, talking about truth. We're not trying to say, we're just details. This was left, and yet YouTube wants to punish people for that.
Yeah, we'll get punished. And then there's, the party people. And I used to be a party person. I voted
reporting facts and details.
Hell,
that's all it is.
I voted for the Vietnam hero, John Kerry. Okay. So I've been all over the political space. That was my first vote that I ever cast, So
if I shoot myself in the foot, you're going to vote for me?
Well, he got shot in the butt extracting a soldier. And then there's a misinformation campaign by Bush that people fell for.
Wait,
but the guy was a Purple Heart recipient.
Forrest Gump?
Yes. And then he opened a shrimp company, and I think it is thriving to this day. So you know what?
Gosh.
That's pretty cool. Hey, no one's saying they're not evil. Why? Total agreement. What's more evil is what Elizabeth. Whoa, maybe not. That was almost got stepped into a literal and metaphorical minefield right there. All right, let's talk about Blast. Blast has been blasting off alts to watch. What are the alts to watch, everybody? Well, we got a real world asset protocol on Solana Ondo. BJ, what's a Solana altcoin that's got you excited? Microcap.
Everything I'm doing is pure degeneracy.
You don't want to even say it's that bad?
I mean, dog whiff hat.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
True. He comes down in my workouts because we have a gym down.
There was the 45th president with hat was ripping yesterday. It's degeneracy.
Metaspawn, don't know what the comment was. I'll try to keep an eye out on that. All right. It was when we didn't give them.
Sorry.
Well, I don't know. I mean, freeing money and giving, it's similar, I would say. But good point. I will be intellectually honest and say that's a very good point. All right. ETH L2 protocol Blast. Looks like it's blasting off. New TVL record above 900 million. I challenge you, find one person who's used it. I don't know anyone that's used it, however. So Blast has been taken off. So the whales are heading to Blast. So Blast might be one to watch, everybody. But again, I like a little bit more organic usage here. LSK plotting to move to a L2. I don't know if anyone's in LSK. That's another alt. Keep an eye out. All of a sudden, VeChain. You pull up the VeChain chart.
Yeah.
VeChain suddenly waking from its slumber. Everybody, I know there's a lot of VeChain fans from 21 that are in the chat. I don't know how many are still fans, but it looks like VeChain hit a high of 4 cents in 2023. It's an 84-week high, and it's grown about 180 cent from 180% just from September, so just a few months there.
Yeah.
But it used to be around a quarter, if I'm not mistaken. It hit 25 cents, right, in 21?
Well,
first half?
The first half of 21?
Yeah, what did VeChain get up to?
Yeah, 27, 28. Almost.
Yeah, okay, so VeChain was above a quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now it's a nickel. That looks like a 5X. What are the technicals? Ooh, that looks like they have to break through that line, don't they?
Well, it's just a level of resistance. This is nice to see. We have not been at this level since all the way back in May of 2022. Watch out for a potential resistance zone around 3.9 cents. But yeah, high for the year, high for a while now. Again, a lot of these coins are doing this. This is a coin that I actually mentioned when I did a video where I talked about coins that were well undervalued. Even right now, I would still put in the camp of being undervalued. It hasn't even gotten up to the 0.382. It is still down 87%. From the all-time high. I think when I made the video, it was back here. It's still down 90-something%. I didn't buy it when I made the video, though, so that's my mistake. Should have done that. But yeah, VeChain, it's another one that's like, hey, it started slow, really had not been exciting, but but it's taken off here over the last little bit, especially last, November got really exciting. End of November, so all of December has been really nice for VeChain.
You guys cover Shadow yet or Pyth? I actually bought some Pyth. I forgot that I bought Pyth. I remember I bought some, some sort of degen-ish. Not really. It's actually a pretty stronger project on Solana. I couldn't remember what it was. I was thinking about it yesterday. I looked at my Solana wallet today. Very, very small amount. I had a little bit of bonk USDC profit that I took on the all-time high on Friday.
Nice.
Shared my, hey, I'm going to take a little profit. I think I sold 1/13th. I sold 1/14th of my bonk holdings. I bought a little bit of Pyth. So
cool.
Maybe it'll be in the 2024 video, folks. All right, another altcoin. We got Fetch AI price rallies after a Singularity Net AGIX partnership is why I predict the next AI coin to rise. So Fetch, FET, had a nice little pump there. I don't know if you see anything special with FET, anything with the charts there.
I'll check it out.
That's a cool graphic. Cool graphic there. That's my brain when I talk to my relatives about crypto. If successful, more reliable AI systems could emerge from this collaboration, further validating Fetch AI and the value of its FET token. I've been staking AGIX for a long, long time. There probably going to be more degen AI plays that will outperform it. But if AI doesn't get any kind of attention for 6 months and everything draws down 50% generally, Singularity AGIX will probably draw down less than those micro caps. So, hey, like I said, yeah, do you guys like AGIX? What do you folks feel about it? We did interview the CEO on the live stream about a week ago, if you want to check that out. See anything with FET?
Yeah, I mean, so something that I would give some
is FET looking so fetch right now?
That's true, from the movie Mean Girls.
Yeah, so fetch. Fetch is just so fetch.
We had a nice breakout of a flat zone of resistance right here. 54 cents had been a spot that Fetch had been kind of wrestling with. Broke out here over the last couple of days. I'm not going to make the prediction we are absolutely going to do this, but technically speaking, in a formation like this, you would take a look at the breakout of the original creation of the depth of that triangle. That would be a prediction of $6, $5.99. Currently it's trading at 75 cents. I don't know. This is one that is of course not super down. I actually don't know if I've seen an altcoin that had a whole bull market back in 2021 and then has gotten this close to its previous all-time high. We're only down 41%. I think that makes it close. No, I guess Bitcoin's kind of in that same zone, but I haven't seen an altcoin even get within 50% of its all-time high.
Yeah, it's either like breakout because it's like trending and it's just crazy narrative right now, or it's down further than Bitcoin is from its all-time high. So good insight right there.
It's one of those things. I'm looking at this. I'm like, it's not like we created it. Like it wasn't created like early in 2021, so the high didn't really get that much momentum. I mean, it was created back in 2019. At least it was on Binance back in 2019. So there's two things I look at this. Long term, very bullish. I mean, this project is clearly doing well. It's getting better and better and better. Short term, I don't love how close it is to its all-time high. It could have one of the nastier pullbacks.
Okay, I will say this. It might also break out ahead of its other coins. Yeah. So maybe that's a trend for AI.
Also, Mr. Techno Goody says bounty hunters are bullish on Fetch or FET and Boba.
Okay, that was good. Always like a good Boba reference there.
Speaking of shorts, though, real quick, how is your short doing?
I actually was going to pull it up live. I was going to share a couple tweets, but let's just do that now. Let's share my screen. Let's build up a little anticipation.
Yeah.
Because we got to scroll. Oh, it looks like it's in more profit. Oh, it's going down. Oh, let's hurry. Wow. Okay, so we got 4 sandwiches, and a good combo. That's like that expensive sandwich combo right there.
Doing good, man.
All right, so the short that's Blofin, everybody. Hey, we've been pretty public. I think, what am I like, 4 for 5 or maybe even like 6 for 7 green trades, doing live trades on the show. So I'm going to try to keep this streak continuing, folks. Yeah. Careful copy trading, though. Just be careful copy trading. If you got bad luck, don't copy trade me. No, I'm just kidding. Watch our levels, folks.
10 minutes ago, I entered that Solana short here on the show. Yeah. Already sitting here close to 25% up.
What was your leverage?
20x.
Okay.
But 20x short. I'm up like $60 on my Solana short. I just have a little bit more to go, but like this, you use Blofin, get Blofin, nice and easy, but it's the markets, if you're doing your technical analysis correctly and you're looking at those liquidation marks and you're buying the red candles, you're selling the green candles, there's some money to be made out here in a quick time frame.
Someone asked if it was in me. KO Kev, it's not in me. It looks like the pullback's starting to happen, so I would keep an eye out on that. This is the coin we're talking about, so 14%. I do have just 2 tweets I wanted to share before we wrap it up here. This is another tweet, kind of just, explaining the Senator Warren situation. Call me crazy, but I think it's a bad idea to have a senator on the banking committee giving the questions to the test to the SEC chair ahead of a hearing, and then having the Bank Policy Institute write her anti-crypto bill. This is Banana Republic stuff. This is full-blown corruption. They're doing it in your face because they think you are stupid. Meanwhile, I mean, this is just one of those situations where I'm like, Massachusetts, what the hell are you doing? California with Feinstein, what the hell are you doing? Honestly, Fetterman has been impressing me lately. He's been kind of going against the grain. So yeah. I'm no longer counting Fetterman, even though Tim, I know you maybe have different feelings, even though you have the same outfit on as him.
Yeah, it's fine. I love his outfits. Yeah. Fetterman's a good guy when it comes to his clothing. And I agree. His takes recently.
Oh, the past 2 months is like,
you look at, you're like,
it's like he got freed. Yeah, did he get freed?
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with him. All right, we have one more tweet from James Seifert. This is Bloomberg ETF analyst. Yesterday, so this is yesterday. BlackRock met again with the SEC today. This brings the total number of official SEC meetings with the current ETF filers to 24. Looking more and more likely that we're going to get that January 10th assertion. So we're going to get approval.
CZ was holding it before. This is 24. It's all coming together.
Oh, man. You know what? What's the number right before 24? 23. Whoa! Jim Carrey movie. Oh, my God. Look, it's all there, man. It's in the tea leaves.
Oh, my God.
The problem is 1 out of 600 people hearing this, they're like, he finally got it. He finally got it.
Kidding.
He's saying the thing I've been saying to him.
No.
Can you use Blofin on your phone, Tim?
Yeah, I literally
show it
while we were live.
Show your UID. Show your MetaMask. Show your seed phrase.
I've literally done everything. I was watching the charts on the computer, but I'm not signed into Blofin on this laptop. So I was doing everything from my phone. So it worked out very well.
All right, cool. All right, folks, this has been a great show. Please hit that like button. It felt good. Tim, did it feel good to you?
Anytime we're going to talk about Cardano in depth.
Oh, anytime I leave the show with dispelling Cardano FUD, just puts me in a good mood for the rest of the day. Yep. I'm feeling excited. BJ, I know you missed that. I was on the soapbox.
I trolled Cardano whale on the way here.
Trolled Cardano whale.
Yeah, they wrote what they write here. Let's see here.
We can look at BJ's tweet live here. He is the Biscuit Jesus.
No, they wrote Cardano is UTXO based, and I responded Cardano is EUTXO. A 3-second search would have taught you that.
I think he's extrapolating that this is based off that. I think he simplified it. I mean, I feel like the guy knows Cardano.
Oh, no, they do. I was just straight trolling.
You're just trolling him. Oh, yeah. I like that. You know what? It's a good-natured rib. You get the like there. The problem is people are going to be like, well, actually, I love this guy. He came out of his break just to do the dispelling the FUD there. So like he goes on breaks every now and then. He usually comes back.
No, they're a great account.
Great account, the best Cardano account. And I'm not kidding. Like MC Hammer was following, like crazy people were following me. Ada Whale is like the one I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
So I love it there. All right. Jim Carrey's 23 movie was ridiculous. He did dumb numbers to get to 23, found dumb ways to get to 23. Isn't that all of those things? I don't know, folks. But look, that's all we got. I'm about to go. I got to go watch this Blofin trade. The fiance is on the way here. Hey, we got a Christmas party to get ready for. Manawak, 5 p.m. Tomorrow. All right, folks, that's all we got. We'll see you tomorrow and some of you in the basement. Mere couple hours.